Hello everyone, this is George Cheng, all the way from Nairobi, Kenya. It gives me great pleasure to be part of this great opportunity to participate in the Youth Global Education Summit. My confirmation of speaking engagement is factored in SDG 17, that is partnership. And as Africans, even though this is something that is well appreciated by the global community, SDG 17 focuses a very interesting dimension of synergies. And we in Africa appreciate this through that philosophy of Ubuntu, that I am because we are. And also another proverb which is very well spoken about in Africa is that one cooking stone cannot support a cooking pot. And so when we are looking at the development agenda going on around the globe, especially what our NOAA Academy and our NOAA Heroes are supporting, as Jobrega Holdings Limited, and even as part of the other colleagues that you work with around here, it gives us great opportunity to appreciate that, coming together and sharing our own skill, talents, and strengths that we have, the ones that God has uniquely given us. When we put this together, we will enhance global, transparency, global communication, will enhance global gathering, and that the learning, which is community learning, will become more interesting. We can't make it alone, and this is why I remind us today to appreciate this particular concept that our brother Rich and sister Karina are espousing together with the rest of the planners of this global event. I do want to speak to us, dear friends, that our youths are going through a very challenging dimension around the world, and we cannot sit back and watch them languish in poverty. Equality, or even inequality, whichever way you want to look at it, has become a very emotive debate around the world. Unfortunately, even those in the West are not left behind when you're talking about inequality. And this is not something that can be discussed in hushed voices. We see the need for public-private partnerships. And we also see how this sometimes is likely to spiral because the rate at which young people are graduating from our universities, accepting them within the job market has been one of the most tricky things. Concerns are also being discussed from different quarters that sometimes there is a misfit between the courses of study and what employers are looking for in the job market. But that aside, we cannot sit back and complain forever. We need to come up with a work plan to come up with a work plan that enables us to see everybody contributing in a small way to what's making our young people a better citizens, no matter the challenges they've gone through. The other elements of global mental health has even become one of the most devastating things to our young people today. As you listen to us today, one of the things that comes out very clearly is then that we need to repurpose and to redefine the global discourse within the element of hearts. And when I talk about hearts, I mean the struggles that people are going through. What are the causalities and how do you come with your own unique skill set to intervene in this particular situation? And then the other thing is about the heart. Generally, how are people going through right now? Emotionally, people are affected. We have to find ways within which we can become more empathetic, and this kind of empathy would enable people begin seeing, realizing the kind of uniqueness that they are. Everybody has a unique talent, and we are all born in very unique, locations around the world. And when we bring this uniqueness, we actually present the Ubuntu that we so long for. But beyond that, we must also look at the concept of learning dimensions within what falls within Bloom's taxonomy, the head, in terms of knowledge. How do we utilizing this knowledge to add value to global community? It is not just enough to say that I'm a graduate. It's not just enough to say that I'm a high school graduate or a university graduate. It's not just enough to say that I am not learned. We do understand that education is taking completely new dimensions, especially with the emergence of technology and the other emerging issues in climate change and the many other dynamics going on. Social impact has then become one of those kind of conversation points. And we keep on asking ourselves, how do you contribute to the politics of your country without going to the extremes? or what sometimes you'd call the far left and the far right. How do you participate towards, enhancing this kind of knowledge that will make people, utilize this more practically, as opposed to what has been the norm, where people have good papers, sometimes very good projects from universities, sometimes very good theses or dissertations, but these are hardly put to use. As Geobrega Holdings, as it gives me great pleasure to see that these particular dimensions would work well, especially through talent discovery, through talent, optimization. And we'd also want to look at this in terms of talent placement. May this day be not the last one, but a starting point that will enhance our global learning. And so I say thank you. Here in Kiswahili, the lingua franca of East Africa, we say kwaheri.